Right, the initial verse, where skillful means we get into practice, charitable giving a loving speech. Right, so skillful means it's what we learn in the way that we do things, in that we harmonious. We give charitable giving, loving speech. We'll come to that later. Beneficial conduct and collaborative work. These are the four all-embracing virtues. There are many kinds of skillful means used to enlighten and transform sentient beings. And all these things, why we acquire skillful beings is for the benefit of others, to help them achieve liberation. Because the benefit of others is to help them to achieve liberation from the cycle of suffering and gain Dharma joy. And that is the first of the Bodhisattva vow. So Master's explanation. So we need to develop our conduct of this form embracing virtue, right? Which is the of charitable giving, loving speech, beneficial conduct, and collaborative work. So the key word here is that's the virtue, but it's the conduct. It's the how is our conduct, and that is got to be part of the skillful means. So charitable giving is not necessarily about giving money or material needs to a person, but also giving of care. So what does charitable giving lead us to? Okay, at the end of the day, when we conduct this, is to generate the great loving heart. Okay, and this is the first step of developing great loving heart in giving. But beyond giving, we need to be caring. Beyond caring, we need to be helping. And beyond helping, we need to be serving. So it's a lot easier to give, but to give care is a different level. And so that is a progress. That will be the first step to generate that great loving heart. Next, have a gentle and loving speech. The gentle and loving speech, you see, some people can give, but doesn't mean that you still have the good speech. So the good speech is kind words, gentle and loving in their speech. Now, to do this, this is now treading upon having the good mind. So the mind is developed. So in giving, we develop the body, right? So to generate a good speech, you need to have the right understanding of the teachings. And so therefore, you can see the steps that one grow into is a higher level. Willingly help people with beneficial conduct. And this become, when this repetition of what we do, we develop the beneficial conduct. And beneficial conduct means you are benevolent with your deeds and your words, and it's for the benefit of others. And as we interact with our co-workers, we should cherish one another, and be grateful and respect one another, and there's a collaborative work out of it. So we should be harmonious whom we do those we work with. So therefore, in Sati, when we undertake those activities, we should have this collaborative work, and that is a reflection of our conduct. So as a guide to have this collaborative work, it's 4 practices: never to hurt, ever to help, ever to care, ever to serve. So we must be careful with the speech. We must be considerate to others and give without expectations. As we learn the 4 noble truth and the traveling of cyclic existence, we must simultaneously work to achieve liberation. And this is what the whole purpose of growing in the Dharma is, to attain enlightenment, and liberation is about enlightenment. So in this way, we must always be mindful. We cannot just practice for our own benefit. If the society is not peaceful, our life will not be very stable either, because everybody else is afflicted, but not you. They will keep coming to you, and there will be too many noises in the world. I suppose in some ways it's very similar to the vaccine, right? We cannot just vaccinate one person, but everybody else get infected. So it's very much the same way. We all in this together. So this is called an interdependency of existence. So we must take the great Dharma vehicle and apply it in our daily living. Even when we speak, our attitude and facial expressions, it must be show mutual respect and gratitude. And that is our behavior, our conduct. So greed and desire, if people have limited wisdom and are deeply attached to craving and desire, or this at this level, The Buddha taught the truth of suffering so they can be awakened as to why they need to change, because craving and desire will lead to suffering. So if sentient beings do not know the root of suffering and are deeply attached to the cause of suffering, they cannot relinquish themselves even temporarily. And that's why in the practice we got to do it every day, every moment, and repeat it as become part of our nature. So most sentient beings do not know how they came to be born. Some people are born in wonderful households, and some are not. So some people are born into suffering, great suffering. And so therefore, if we understand the cycle of life, we will stop this craving and desire, because it lead to negative affinity with people throughout many lifetimes. We don't know how much negative affinities are created in our past life, but that's the reason why we meet people, they treat us the way they would. Even though you be how nice to them, how generous you may be to them, they will come to you. And because what you've done is not enough, and that's the way it works. And this is part of karmic retribution. So we will infringe on and try to take from them, etc. And this is what, I mean, a lot of obviously we have karmic debts, karmic responsibility that we need to fulfill. So, but the fact that we understand that, then we would stop this craving and desire. So we must liberate ourselves from the view of suffering, interpersonal conflicts. Others may inflict on you, but on ourselves, we do not react in the way they do. So mutual rejection, negative mindsets, and all these things we have to face in our practice, the part of the grounds of training that we have to grow, to be harmonious with everyone. So, and this is all about the nobility of the mind that we need to cultivate. And nobility of the mind, meaning you need to be humble, you know, be gentle, be simple in your ways, be charitable, and be accommodating to others, so that you become noble and having the interest of others ahead of yours. So the lessons learned: sentient beings with limited capabilities may know that indulgence in pleasure is a cause of suffering, but they do not yet know the root of accumulation of suffering. And because of a little indulgence we may have, we may not know. And that is a part about our self-analysis and self-knowing. If we do not know ourselves, our wisdom will be limited. And we are deeply attached to the cause of suffering and cannot relinquish us even temporarily. This is what humans are like, because we want to do things the way we like. We would like others to behave the way I behave, or the way things are like. I would like other people's opinion to be same as mine. So as a result of which, when there's a rift in relationships, they may slander each other and people are enmity, and that is obviously we'll get a lot of negative affinities as a result. So all causes of suffering are rooted in the craving and desire, and that's why we have to lose ourselves in our practice. So sentient beings are attached to a view of self. So for those who at this level, teachings are given through skillful means. And because otherwise the ego will be in the way and one will not be able to learn. If we not follow greed and desire, then we will not suffer so much. And this is the path, the liberation is uproot our cravings and desire. So very short contemplation today. Do not yearn for anything not given to you. You see, sometimes even in our spiritual practice, we yearn for enlightenment, we yearn for higher learning, we yearn to know the truth, we yearn for wisdom. And all these things have to be earned, not yearn. Okay, so do not crave for any desire. The emptiness you realize in their forms will make you a being in harmony. So if you see the emptiness in the forms of all these things and people, in the phenomena of things, you will be in harmony. So on relationship, resolving a relationship, and this is not easy, but it's something that we should understand. That's because we latch onto our own craving and desire, and you want to have a resolved relationship let go of that craving. For ordinary beings who react, they see becoming as a problem, and all these things becoming they come to us, and of defilements of others that come to us, and we deserve it, right? This is like becoming, this is karmic retribution. So the thing is, a problem we see is that a problem because there's an absence of a solution. A room is dark because there's an absence of light. So a becoming, therefore, is not a problem. But the desire emotion that prevents one from accepting the solution is the problem. That's therefore why is we see a becoming a problem. So if we don't see that, we see that, or rather we see that becoming as the root cause of it is coming from us, and the craving and the desire and the desire and emotion within us prevent us from accepting the solution. If we walk into the dark room, we say that we don't want to consume electricity, so therefore we wouldn't turn on the light. So that's the way, because we want things to do the way it does. We don't want to light up the darkness. So the attachment to the desire and pulling of emotion is the root of non-acceptance. Okay, Gan En, brothers and sisters, thank you.
Yeah, Gan En, so much, BrotherChin, for another marvelous session of insight and summary and sharing. Okay, can we all on our